Okay, welcome everybody. I am thrilled beyond measure to have you all here with us tonight. Like I just mentioned, we have guests here. We have people looking at this for the first time. Maybe you've seen a post, maybe you've seen someone's story, you've heard all the craze, and you're like you're on the fence. You're trying to figure out, like, what is this? Am I going to hop on or not? Maybe you've had one foot out, one foot in, and now you're like, okay, now I'm going to put the pedal to the metal. And I've got a product that is going to seriously change, revolutionize weight loss and health as a whole in my hands. I'm ready to get going. Or maybe you are a partner and you do this for a living. I have done this since 2016 full time. Fortunately, I was able to do that after 4 years of doing this part time, in addition to working full time with babies and 2 other businesses. So it is something that somebody can partner with us and do on the side, or to what they're already doing, which Dr. Steve was a full-time doctor doing this, and now he's retired early and does Xyngular. Or you can just do it on the side to what you've already been, or you can do it in the nooks and crannies, or you can do it full time like some of us are able to. So with that said, we have I wanted to say one thing. Why I'm excited about this product. First of all, I've had it in my hands I'm in my body for 5 full days now. What I've noticed is no side effect at all. Like you don't feel it, other than I do feel more mood balance, which is weird because I feel like we already have products that do that. I feel like I just shut off from wanting to finish my meal. So definite portion control. I could like savage sushi. Like I could eat oodles and noodles of it. I literally stopped. I didn't even, it was so weird, and I didn't want to have another meal like you do after you have sushi. Those were the biggest things. I was traveling, I was in a plane, I was in the mountains, I was eating MSG all over the place, and I did not bloat. That is weird, really weird to me. So those are the things that I have noticed. Now I am taking this for the wellness side of this. It does have a huge wellness component: microbiome, inflammation, glucose, uh, all the things that Dr. Steve is going to share with us. So weight management as a whole, this is a product that anybody can take. So with that, I would love to introduce Dr. Steve Ralston. He has been with this company ever since I can remember. I've been with the company 13 years. I believe, Dr.
Hey,
Ralston, you too.
coming
Yes.
up on it.
Yes, yay. And our newest Million Reasons Why earner. So we can't wait to see you on that stage being recognized for that. But Dr. Steve is obviously a healthcare professional. He has his own story. So I'd love for you to share your story, but I would love for you to educate us, Dr. Steve, on like everybody's wondering, what is what does the shot even do? And what does this pill do? And how are they different? Like, is a lot of people question, will the shot have the same side effects as this product if it's doing the GLP-1 thing? So that's where you're here to kind of fill in the gaps and tell us a little bit more about your experience, but also some of those things. And then Q&A, I will kind of take notes on questions and we can hit that after you're done. So Dr. Steve Ralston, it's a pleasure to have you. Go for it.
Sure. First, Stephanie, I just want to thank you for inviting me to hop on here on your training with your team here. I got to tell you, I am so stoked. I'm fired up about this because I got to tell you, I believe this is a revolutionary product that's going to change many lives as far as from a health standpoint. But not only that, I think if someone is an ex-brand partner doing this, I think it's going to take your business to a whole new level. I truly, truly believe that to be the case. And I believe in my heart that we will find out that this will be an award winning product that we have here because it's the first of its kind. So with that being said, what I'll do real quick, I'll just share my story. Like Stephanie had mentioned, I've been in this company, close to the same amount of time that she has. By the way, guys, the type of practitioner I am, I'm a chiropractor, a wellness practitioner, and my passion has always been to educate my patients on living a wellness type of a lifestyle and to live their life to the fullest. Um, at the time that I was introduced to these products, I was just looking for a way to help more people outside the office. I'm thinking, kept asking the question, how can I help more people? Because in the office, there's only so many people I'm going to reach. There's going to be a cap on the amount of time limit because of the patient interaction. But I'm thinking, how can I reach more people? So then I was introduced to these products from a friend, a colleague of mine that I went to chiropractic school with, and seeing all these incredible results he was getting, not only with patients in his office, but outside the office. And I was intrigued by that. And I got to tell you, the before and after pictures are very eye-catching, but what really prompted me to look into this further was seeing the quality of life improving for these people. Not only were they looking better, but they were just feeling so much better. And it was all a result because they were living better with the lifestyle plan that we have as far as the food is concerned, in addition to taking these products. So, of course, most of you on here are aware, it comes with a money back guarantee. Back then it was 30 days, now it's 45. So I jumped in. Not realizing I didn't have a lot of weight to lose or anything like that, but I did struggle with digestive issues, and and let me just preface this, guys, by saying we never make any claims of diagnosing, treating, or curing any conditions, but I've always been a firm believer. You feed your body the right nutrients at the right time, your body is what goes to work and starts taking those nutrients and doing whatever it needs to do, whether it's produce new skin cells, liver cells, do healing, whatever it needs to do. So for me, with that being said, I dealt with IBS for well over 20 years. So a lot of bloating in my stomach and um, cramping type pain multiple times a year. And that was for well over 20 years. In addition to that, being a chiropractor, it's a physical job, so I developed some joint pain and struggle, mainly shoulder and pain, and it got to be difficult to care for my patients. Workouts became non-existent. It was even a challenge to put a shirt on. Throw on top of that low energy. I was in the office working 11, 12, sometimes 13 hours a day, 6 days a week, but I was dragging, struggle to get through my day. I would come home at the end of the day, walk through that front door, say hello to everyone, say good night, and go straight to bed. It wasn't really a life outside the office. But I got started with this system, and I got to tell you, I was so amazed by this because my first 8 days, I lost 9 pounds, 6 inches. Most of those inches were from the abdominal area. I was so taken back by that. I couldn't believe because I had a pouch in my stomach that I couldn't get rid of. And I hadn't seen muscle definition in my stomach since I was a teenager. Now, all of a sudden, it started to go down. But what really took place over the next 30, 60, 90 days was really the bigger, more blessing. The digestive issues that I struggled with started to improve. And I'm happy to say, since that time, I haven't really had any of the IBS attacks. So again, not saying it's the products, but it's what my body did with the nutrients from following the system with the products. My energy level was up. Overall, my joints felt so much better. I just felt like a new person, and I felt better then than I did when I was a teenager. And I'm 52 years old now, and I feel better now at 52 than when I was in my 20s, which is crazy when I think about it. And I'm doing things in the gym now that I couldn't even do when I was in my 20s. So it's been a true blessing, and I feel like I've gotten younger as a result with this. So it's been a great blessing for me. So of course, I've gone on to share this with other people, and that's why I chose to use this. I'm using this as a different platform to reach more people, and I've reached more people utilizing the Xyngular system and the products than I could have ever have imagined inside the office. So that's my story with this. I decided to, be an ex-brand partner and share this. So back then, when I decided to do it, I desperately needed it. My wife and I were about a $500,000 in debt, looking at foreclosure on our home. And I'm thankful to say that we never lost our home. We didn't go into foreclosure. Just by sharing this supplemented our income, we were able to pay down debt. And as Stephanie had mentioned, I had retired from full-time chiropractic in 2020, and I'm doing this full-time, and I am just loving it. So that's my story. So I'm just stoked about that, but right now I'm more fired up about what's about to take place in the next few months with this new product. So that being said, what is this new product? Well, I think first and foremost, what we have to do is take a step back and just not only just talk about the product, but really talk about this hormone GLP-1. Now, what GLP-1 is something that our body naturally makes in our intestines. Okay, so every time you pick up food and you put it into your mouth and you start to eat it, a few minutes later, your body starts to produce this hormone in your intestines. Now, it's going to do a few things. It's going to send your body has GLP-1 receptors throughout different organs. Your brain has those receptors. Your heart has those receptors. Your pancreas, your liver has those receptors. Okay. So, and your stomach has those receptors. So, if those areas have receptors, that must mean it's important for that GLP-1 to communicate with it. So, what happens is that hormone comes up to the receptor and locks in, tells the brain, okay, sends a message, give that sense of satiety, you feel satisfied, tells the liver, start the inflammation process. In other words, bring down inflammation in the body. Tells the pancreas, okay, spit out some insulin to help bring the blood sugars down. Tells the stomach, okay, slow down the emptying process so you feel full and satisfied. So it does all these things, which is really incredible when you think about it. Now, that's a natural thing for your body to automatically do. I tell people sometimes because it's very important to make sure that your gut is in order because over 70% of our immune system is localized in the gut. Now, there is a possibility that maybe your body's not producing enough GLP-1. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. And there really, to my understanding, I don't even think there's a test for it to have done. There may or may not be, not that I'm aware of. But what the pharmaceutical industry did was they came along and really they wanted to do something for the type 2 diabetics. So they developed this synthetic type hormone. So again, it's not real, it's man-made. And active ingredient. So there's a few different types of drugs that are out there, whether it be Ozempic, Wegovy, Montero. There's a few others out there as well. But you know, the one in like, let's say Ozempic, the active ingredient in there is semaglutide. Now, semaglutide, once again, is a synthetic type of hormone, man-made. It's not real. Okay, but what does it do? It goes over to the receptor and it locks up. As long as there's a perfect fit on that receptor, the body's going to respond as if it's GLP-1. So what does it do? Okay, if it hooks up in the receptor in the brain, it tells the brain, okay, get that sense of satiety. If it hooks up in the stomach, okay, slow down the emptying process. Does that make sense to everyone so far? So it does the same thing. In other words, it's mimicking the GLP-1 hormone. Okay, so and that's what it's doing, you know. And here's what they found in the type 2 diabetics: it was bringing the blood sugars down, which is pretty cool when you think about it. All right. But what they also found, people started losing weight and they were saying, wow, this is pretty incredible. You know what that means? Now we have another group of people to target. Well, the weight loss industry is billions and billions of dollars, that industry. There's lots of money to be made there. So what did they do? They started targeting those people. Okay. Now, here's what happened, unfortunately. Well, actually, let's back up. You know, people have to qualify for this shot, this medication, in order to have their insurance company pay for it. You know, you have to be, you know, overweight. You have to have some risk factors involved health-wise. in order to qualify for it. If you do, and if you qualify for it, then your insurance will cover it. Okay. If your insurance doesn't cover it, guess what happens? If you want it, you got to reach in your pocket and pay for it out of your hard-earned money. Now, it costs you anywhere from a few $100s to over $1,000 a month that people are paying for this. But here's what they found in the results, what people were doing. Yes, the blood sugars were coming down. Yes, people were losing weight. Okay. So, but they were also losing muscle. Now, I've said many times before, a loss of muscle mass is the #1 indicator for aging. You're losing muscle, clear-cut sign of aging. And I don't know if you've heard about this, they say like semaglutide face or Ozempic face or something like that. In other words, they start to see a change in the person's face. It looks like they're aging as a result of taking the shot. Okay. So that's one thing. Now, what happens when we lose weight? Okay, let's say you have some fat cells. You don't automatically lose those fat cells. Once you have a fat cell, guess what? You got that for life. But what happens is it shrinks. Okay, now it moves over here. You got it, shrinks, moves over here, moves over here. So people were losing the weight, yes, but they were also losing muscle. And what happens when you lose muscle? Metabolism starts to slow down. Metabolism slows down, you have less muscle in your body, guess what's going to happen? Going to gain some fat. You ever seen a skinny fat person? That's one who has less muscle in their body, but more fat. But they still look thin. But here's the thing. When the people stopped the shot for whatever reason, okay, maybe it was a financial reason, they found that people were gaining the weight back and some, because now they had some extra fat cells that they gained along the way. Okay, so now they're putting on extra weight. So now what happens in turn? Those risk factors for those different conditions, heart disease, metabolic syndrome, all those things go up. So in reality, what they think they're doing is, okay, let's bring down the blood sugars, let's get them to lose weight, okay, so we can bring down their health risk and maybe the cost of healthcare. Guess what's happening in turn? All those risk factors are starting to shoot right back up again. It's driving up the cost of healthcare in the long run when you think about it. So, in essence, that's what's happening. Okay. Now, people are experiencing side effects along with taking this, and that may be nausea, vomiting, digestive issues, a lot of constipation along with it, and then the greater issues of gallstones, pancreatitis, thyroid tumors. So some scary stuff that's going on out there. So I don't know if any of you on here have been taking it, are considering taking it. And I don't mean by saying those things, I don't mean to scare you. I mean, these are things that you can read on their website. These are the warnings that they have on their website. And my intention is not to tell you to take it. My intention is not to tell you not to take it. My intention is always to give everyone the proper information so they can make an informed decision. And really, that's what it's all about. Okay. Our company did something very beautiful here. They went to work and they decided, let's work on creating a natural alternative here. Okay. So what they did, they created a product that had these natural ingredients in here. And what it does is it allows your body to produce its own GLP-1. Okay. So you don't have a synthetic hormone in your body. You don't have a drug that you're introducing into your body. They're natural ingredients and your body's producing its own GLP-1. So what happens, you start producing that. Again, those things are going to start to happen when it hooks up to the receptor. Sense of satiety. You're going to start to feel satisfied. You're going to start to slow down the process of the stomach. You're going to start the inflammatory responses in the body. The antioxidant level is going to start to boost up, which means your immune system is going to get stronger. Okay, so many factors start to come into play here. We're going to start to see the heart may start to improve a little bit. Okay, so the reason why I'm so excited about this is because this is going to change the health for the better for so many people. Now, here's the key. This product is not like any product out there on the market. It's the first of its kind because it has a trademark ingredient called Iramin. Now, this company put Ehrman in here. They did 3 clinical studies on this, and what they found over a 12-week period, on average, approximately 22% lowering of the blood sugars. Okay, which is huge when you think about it. So when you bring the blood sugars down, that increases your chances of losing weight. Okay, because if the blood sugar is up, that increases your chances of gaining weight. Okay, that increases your risk for, if they're high, that increases your risk for developing diabetes. All right, so again, this ingredient is a wonderful thing, and the combination of ingredients that we have here, no one else has this. No one else will ever have the list of ingredients combined together like we do. We are the first to do something like this. Okay, now here's the thing: this product is not designed for just using for 8 days or for 1 month or something like that. It's designed to be used over an extended period of time. Just like the clinical trials, what do? Anytime they do clinical trials, it's minimum of 12 weeks, three months, 90 days, minimum. That's typically what we suggest with this product as well. However, we don't think you should use this by itself, because maybe you having difficulty losing weight isn't just the result of not producing enough GLP-1. Maybe there's other factors that come into play. Maybe your gut is not really working efficiently like it's supposed to. So typically, I always say, let's work on making some corrections in your body rather than just treating symptoms, like just treating diabetes or just treating obesity. Obesity is not a cause, obesity is an effect, just like diabetes is an effect. But let's get to the root cause of the problem. Let's get that gut functioning the way it's supposed to. And that's really what we try to do with our systems. Target the gut first. You get, guys, listen. If you don't listen to anything else, listen to this right now. If you don't get your gut where it should be, everything else is going to start to break down and not work efficiently. Work on getting your gut in order. If you are starting, let's say you haven't started our system, but you plan on starting this and your main goal is, that's all I want to do is lose weight, I think you're missing the bigger picture here. You focus on getting yourself healthier, the weight should naturally come off. And that's why we suggest or recommend that you combine this product with one of our systems. Okay, now we have 3 top systems that most people will, order, which is our X brand, which is our X bundles, which is a 30-day system. And it's designed to help people lose weight in the 30 days. The first 8 days, they're going to lose up to 15 pounds on average. I mean, 5 to 15 pounds I found to be the average. We do have some people losing less, some people losing more. But I found that bracket right there tends to be the average. And then we have our X Plus, which is you're going to get the products that are in the X bundle, plus you're going to get these quality products that are specifically geared towards getting your gut in order. And then we have our X Advance, which are all the products in the X bundle, all the products in the X Plus, plus you're going to get some that are really going to take your health to a whole new level here and overall wellness. If you don't think you want to start with one of those, then go with our Gut Collective. It's the one that's really specifically targeting your gut. Now, the difference between that is that's something where you want to go, maybe you don't want those quick results the first 8 days, but you want something that's going to be slow and steady, okay, and going at your own pace. That is fine too. We want to go at your pace, where you want to be. We want to meet you where you are. So, but same thing, get the Gut Collective, team it up with the GLP-1, or excuse me, GLP-X, okay, because that's what our product's called, GLP-X. And team it up with that and get some great results. But again, we encourage you to do it for at least 90 days, because I believe 30, 60, 90 days down the road, that's when the magic happens.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Steve. So we have some questions. And one thing I wanted to say that I'm truly excited about is that there is a time and a place for these medications, right? And diabetes was originally what it was for. And I hear there is a shortage. I've also known people who have gotten on the shot and they're supposed to titrate it. and that next dose is not available, so they can't get it. So they have to wait. And then here are diabetic people who really need it are not able to get the dose that they need. So what I'm excited about is that we hopefully can free up some space so that people do have a natural alternative that is right for them, and we can free up that space for the diabetics to get their medications. That's what really excites me. Um,
It's not going to be costing them a few hundred to over $1,000 a month either.
Correct. That is what's exciting too. This is $75 and people are spending 400 to 700 and they're not getting meal plans. They're not learning a healthy lifestyle that you actually do get with our X kits. You get this full booklet that has meal plans, macros for whatever weight loss you need. And then you get a coach and you get all of it, right? So such a great value here. We do have a couple questions, so I wanted to ask you. Now we say GLP-X. What is so people are concerned. Well, I think you already covered this, but let's go over it again because I think people are concerned that this is going to be doing the same thing the shot does. Can you just go over again in layman's terms how this is not the same as the shot?
Once again, they're naturally sourced ingredients, and that's in here. And what it's doing is it's getting your body to produce its own GLP-1. Okay. So that's something that your body already does. Okay. The difference between that and the synthetic drug is just that it's a synthetic drug. It's artificial. It's an imposter. Is that a good word? Maybe it's trying to mimic, the GLP-1. It's acting like it. But here's the thing. Every drug, again, there's a time and a place for medication. Thank God it's there, if you need it for whatever reason, because it has, I'm not going to go down that avenue. I'm trying to be compliant here.
Yes.
But every medication has a side effect to it. Medication is not designed to make us healthy. Understand that, okay? It's designed to alter chemistry in the body. But unfortunately, usually most medications, there's always side effects that come along with it. We haven't seen any side effects especially with the trademark, ingredient that we have here. The benefits were their blood sugars came down, the A1C started to see changes with that. We're not seeing any side effects that come along with this. Again, guys, understand, the only thing this is doing, okay, it's getting your body to start making its own GLP-1. Okay, that's what we're doing here. It's just kind of like coaching your team along and say, all right, let's get going and get started and create some good healthy hormones in the body. And that's really what it's all about. It's just getting your body to produce its own. So you're not going to see any of those harmful side effects that come along that you would with the drug. And here's something that I was thinking about today. Your mind starts to wonder, about these things. Okay, so if someone's using the shot, okay, now I'm introducing this synthetic type hormone to my body every day, and this is what matches up to the receptor. What if, and I don't know if this is happening, but maybe it could be, what if, because you're continuously introducing this synthetic hormone in your body, what if your body says, you know what? I don't think we need to make this GLP-1. Why do we need to make it? Because you keep feeding me this synthetic hormone. And then eventually the body, if you use it for an extended period of time, maybe not, maybe your body will say, you know what? All right, there's no need to make this. And will they ever get it to start back up again if they come off the shot? So then what happens? Boom, 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 boom. Keep putting on weight. Does that make sense? And again, I don't know if that'll happen, but again, These are things that I'm thinking, all these possibilities that could possibly happen, you know?
Right. Right. Th-
Thank you, Marsha. That's exactly right. 22% decrease in the blood sugar levels. Awesome. And that's from that trademark ingredient, Iramen.
that's amazing. Let's talk about um since we're talking about side effects, there are questions about that slowing the digestion. I was concerned about that too, because I've always had issues with that. I know you've struggled in that area too. I have been the gut collective has changed my world. Um, I don't know if it could change my world anymore. I really thought everything was great. I have not slowed down at all. In fact, I'm just this is sorry if y'all don't like to talk about poop, but I'm just going to be real. Do you know when you have healthy poop and you don't have healthy poop? It has been healthier. So I can tell in that. So nothing has slowed down and it's healthier. That's all I'm going to say. But what do you have to say about that?
About this, remember I said instead of treating conditions, we want to focus on, correcting problems. I mean, we're not here to treat conditions. We're not here to prevent conditions. We're here for health promotion. That's what we're looking to do, improve the overall health. And remember what I said, you want to get your gut in order. If your gut's not in order, guess what? It's going to slow things down in that intestinal tract. You're maybe develop some constipation. For me, hey, since you're talking about poop, I was going back and forth between loose bowels and constipation for many, many years, and which is awful, you know. But once I got my gut in order, okay, I don't experience that anymore. So if someone is taking the shot, you're not addressing the gut health. The only thing you're doing is taking that shot to hook up to the receptor. Okay. But with our plan, and they're not, and typically people taking the shot, they don't want to eat. They feel satisfied all day long. They're not eating. Now, here's the thing. I teach people all the time. What is food for? It's not an enemy. Food is fuel for the body. You need that food to produce more stomach cells, produce more lung cells, produce more kidney cells. And if you don't have those nutrients, guess what's going to happen? You're going to become deficient. Now your stomach's going to steal from the kidneys, going to steal from the lungs. They're going to compete for these nutrients. It's not something you want to do, you know?
Mhm.
So I
That
hope
was
I whatever was the you had asked.
Yeah, I think it did. Terry, you can let me know if you feel like that question was answered well, but in my experience too, the other thing that I was worried about was okay, these people are basically starving, like they're not eating. I have dear loved ones that are doing the shot and they're literally not eating and getting Ozempic face and throwing up. And so um it hasn't been maybe the right fit in those cases when it's doing that, but I was afraid that I would not be hungry and I don't need to starve I don't need to starve to death, right? I don't need to lose weight. This is for weight management, is which is what we say this is for. um I do, like, I just had dinner, but I was like, when your eyes are bigger than your stomach, my eyes were like, I think that's gonna be too much. I already, because I had taken it 30 minutes before, I was like, I don't need 10 meatballs. I only need 6. And then I only ate 4. I was so
Put that on your eyes.
but what happened is I did get like I do get hungry and I am eating. So it's not like you're just not hungry at all day, which I have heard with with the shots that people are just not eating. They're just not hungry, like can't even stomach food. So that is something that if you have people worried about that, it's not been my experience. Dr. Steve, we do have some questions about thyroid issues. Is this something safe for, and I know we do not do no medical advice here or anything, but you can be compliant in that, and I'm just gonna say that right there, but have what do you think if someone has thyroid issues, hyper or hypo or thyroidectomy? I'm hypothyroid. Um I feel it's safe. I've looked at the ingredients. What would you say on that?
Here's what I'd say. All right. Again, this is something that your body naturally produces, GLP-1. So if GLP-1 wasn't good for the thyroid, then your body probably wouldn't produce it. If it wasn't good for anywhere throughout if it wasn't good for you, your body wouldn't produce it, right? Does that make sense? And we have many people with thyroid issues that are following our plans, that are on our systems, that are doing well. So again, understand this is not to treat this condition, or anything like that, but it's to get your body producing this hormone. Okay. And if you're still, if you're apprehensive for it, you're not sure or anything like that, then just get the list of our ingredients. Take it to your doctor, your medical doctor, take it to your endocrinologist or whoever, and show it to them. Say, here, look, these are the natural ingredients that we have in here. Is this okay for me to take? It's more of a peace of mind on your part. But however, once again, your body naturally produces something like this, so you should be fine. But again, if you do see an endocrinologist or you have thyroid issues, peace of mind. Take it to them. Show it to them. Show it to them. Show it to your pharmacist as well if you're currently taking any medication.
I have heard a pharmacist is the best person to send your ingredients to because they actually have studied it all and they know contraindications. So
Exactly right.
the
I mean,
doc,
really, when you think about it, the medical doctors, they know pretty much what the pharmaceutical reps are coming in and telling them when they introduce a new drug to them. They'll tell them. But the pharmacist, you're absolutely right. They do the training on this, on the different types of ingredients and supplements, vitamins and minerals, and how they interact with the drugs. So they know the indications and the contraindications.
yep. So I recommend doing that for sure. What about I do have a question from Terry about the if you have had gastric bypass. And gastric the things that happen as far as constipation. Um, what do you think that there's anything different or unique about this or anything that, that we would say to them? They're worried about slowing down from the gastric bypass as it is.
Mhm.
Again, I think we addressed that, Terry, but, like, I don't know if it needs to be addressed again
Well,
or
well, here's the thing. I mean, when someone has something like that, what happens, depending on what procedure they have done, say, they make their stomach smaller. So what's the reason for that? Well, so they feel full quicker.
Mm,
A little bit of food makes them feel full. But again, body needs the fuel for the body, so you need to eat, you know. I think the question is, would this be okay for someone like that to take? Again, I mean, your body naturally produces this hormone anyway, so it shouldn't pose as a problem. However, we always follow it up, take it to your doctor.
mhm,
And again, that's more for peace of mind's sake, you know.
right. I think there was a concern about the shot causing thyroid cancer is a new kind of one of those new things, and will this do the same?
Well, and again, I mean, these are all natural. I'll keep reiterating it. These are all natural ingredients that it's what this is doing. This is a team of ingredients coming in and telling your intestines, okay, this is what we want you to do.
Shit, she
Boom,
sent it to me.
your intestine starts producing this hormone. Now it goes off to all these different areas throughout the body. It hooks up to a receptor. As long as it's a perfect fit, okay, a reaction's going to happen. And depending on where it fits up, if it fits up in the brain, this is the reaction that's going to take place. Give you that sense of satiety. If it hooks up in the pancreas, this is what's going to, pancreas is going to, kick out some insulin to go pick up the sugar, take it over, transport it to the cells of the muscle, push it in there for energy. And, so all these things are going to take place here.
Okay. If someone is using the shot and ours with the doctor's approval, what happens?
That's
Well,
a
no,
very good question.
whoever
I
does that.
don't know, but this is what I would say. Don't use them both. Don't use them both, because how do you know what is working? How do you know how effective the shot is if you're taking them both? How do you know how effective the GLP-X is if you're taking a shot along with it? I would go with one or the other. Again, I'm not telling you what to go with. Me being a wellness practitioner, I've always educated my patients, do everything you can in your power to live a healthy, natural type of a lifestyle, so you don't have to reach for drugs for this condition. You know what I mean? We're trying to prevent ourselves from getting to that point, so to speak.
Right.
So I would not take them both together. And really, when you think about it, what are you doing? You have a synthetic hormone, or get your body to produce the real hormone.
Right, right.
Your body was made for it. Here's the thing, guys. Your body is a miraculous machine. It knows what to do. There's an innate, inborn intelligence in your body that knows exactly what to do. When you eat food, okay, as soon as you put food in your mouth starts producing certain types of enzymes, and then it goes down to the stomach, starts producing certain types of enzymes. And your heart knows how many beats per minute it needs to beat in order to function, it knows to pick up the pace if you're running. So your body knows everything what to do. Your body just needs the proper nutrients at the right time, and then step back, and it needs no interference. Don't interfere with it.
Mhm.
So if you are given the synthetic hormone and then you come in and you're feeding these ingredients into the body so it can produce the real hormone, what it was supposed to use, why would you do that? I mean, why not instead just let your body use what it was intended, what God intended for it to use, what nature intended for it to use?
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And that brings me to this. If your body already produces GLP-1, this is somebody asking this, and you take GLP-X, can there be an issue with having too much?
Very good question. I don't think there would. And here's why. Again, your body knows what to do. It knows the right amount to produce, you know? And so, again, what's it going to do? It's going to hook up to those receptors throughout the body. So if it needs to bring down the blood sugars, okay, it'll bring it down to the level that it's supposed to. Your body wants to be in a state of balance called homeostasis constantly. Now, your body is not always in that state. Your body is always fluctuating, always moving, going up and down. When you take your blood pressure, for example, right now, that reading is your reading for that moment. Doesn't mean that's your reading for the day. Because after I take my blood pressure, I may go outside and maybe my dog got off the leash. Now I got to start running after this dog. What do you think my blood pressure is going to be the same? It's going to raise up, right? So, in other words, there's things constantly changing throughout the body. Okay. So, but after things settle down, then when we want to get back into that state of balance, like this, right at the midline here. So your body knows what it needs to do. It knows if it needs to produce more of something. It knows if it needs to produce less of something. So I think to answer your question, yeah, you should be fine. And the body's not going to produce more than it needs.
Because again, we're not swallowing GLP-1 hormone. We're
No,
encouraging the body to create its own. And like Dr. Steve says,
exactly.
it knows what to do. And there's a lot of people who don't create the hormone. If your gut is not right and you're not getting the right nutrition in, you're not even creating that hormone that is already supposed to be used in your body. So,
That's the reason why we say, let's get that gut in order. Let's focus on getting your gut correct so your intestines can start producing its own GLP-1.
mhm. So then let's just land here because I think that is a lot of the questions. What do you recommend? Do you recommend this on its own? Or if you had to, if you can't do, you had mentioned adding this onto an X kit. My favorite is the Gut Collective because why? Adding this.
Because once again, you're going to focus on getting that gut in order. Remember, guys, over 70% of our immune system is localized in the gut. And understand this, the gut, 12, approximately 12, only about 12% of Americans are metabolically healthy. All right, which means your gut is so out of whack. Okay, so and metabolic health has been linked to conditions such as type 2 diabetes, heart disease, non-fatty liver disease, and the list goes on and on. So, and the thing is, the gut has been sometimes referred to as the second brain. What's going on in the gut can affect the brain. What's going on in the brain can affect the gut. So, um, it's extremely important that you get that gut as healthy as you possibly can. And once you do that, everything else throughout your body is going to start to function a little bit better and getting it closer to a state of homeostasis, state of balance. Okay. And when you do that, you get your body to start producing its own GLP-1. But the thing is, if you just are introducing this to try and get your body to produce that GLP-1, well, maybe the issue that you have, whether it be overweight, whether it be high blood sugar, whether it be this, whether it be that, maybe it's not just that hormone. Maybe it's because your intestines, maybe it's because your gut is filled with a lot of toxic buildup. All right. And in our systems, what we work on doing is clearing out the intestines, clearing out, removing all the toxins and the impurities. So minimum, I would say, team it up with a gut collective. That's a minimum.
Mm.
But if you want to work on, and again, that's if you're looking to lose weight, you'll lose weight. It'll be much at a slower pace, but we want to go at your pace. And then it's done over extended period of time. Understand this, the state of health that you're in right now didn't happen in 8 days, didn't happen in a week. It happened over an extended period of time. Okay. And this is a journey, a journey of life that we have, a journey of health that we have. So try to feed your body the best nutrients that you can possibly, feed it in order for it to thrive.
Mhm. Um, the one of the question oh, so if they can't do an X kit or the Gut Collective, what would you recommend? This is one of the questions. What would you recommend that they do couple this with in order?
There's probably there's probably four products that I would say, to team it up with, and I think this is very important. One would be our trim sticks. Now, that's a product that is designed to help bring the blood sugars down into a balanced level. Okay, it'll give you a little bit of energy. It'll help to curb some cravings for you. And also our cheat product, which is also now cheat. That's all that is, guys. It's nothing but fiber in a bottle. And by the way, I don't know if you're aware, certain foods that you eat can get your body to produce GLP-1. One of the things, fiber. You're not getting fiber, guess what? You may not be producing GLP-1. So we got to make sure we're getting enough fiber in our diet. Now, cheat is nothing but fiber in a bottle made from a Japanese root called the konnyaku root. Now, when you take this, you take it 30 minutes before you have your meal. What does it do? It surrounds portions of your foods, mainly from fats and carbohydrates. And it helps to eliminate, now the body sees it. If it's around that portion of the food, fiber surrounding it, your body thinks it's fiber. What does the body do with fiber? Okay, just sweeps the intestines. It helps sweep everything out. you get rid of it. So we can help to eliminate up to 25% of the calories taking in just by taking that product alone. That's two products that I would say team up with that. The third product I would say is our complete probiotic. Now you're ingesting lots of good beneficial bacteria into your intestines that you really need. Need a balance of, good bacteria in your intestines. If you have more bad than good, your immune system's going to weaken. You have more good than bad, your immune system's going to improve. So that would be one. And then the last one, of course, would be our complete collagen. The reason why is collagen is the most abundant source of protein that we have in our body, found everywhere. Our hair, our skin, our nails, our joints, our tendons, our ligaments, but more importantly, it's found in our gut. Okay, and the thing is, our body automatically produces collagen from a young age. Then roughly between the ages of 20, 25, 30 years of age, our body starts to slow down that production of the collagen. So now what happens, we know collagen's found all throughout the body. And if we don't have enough collagen, what's going to happen? Okay, the skin's going to be affected because we're not getting enough collagen. Our joints are going to be affected. Our ligaments, our tendons, we may start to lose some muscle mass. Our joints may start to stiffen up. So in other words, everything's going to start to change. The aging process may start to take place. Our gut may start to not function properly because it doesn't have enough collagen as well. That's why we suggest get on our systems and get that gut in order. And then when you introduce this new product along with it, getting it to produce its own GLP-1, okay, again, that's going to help to bring the blood sugars down to a healthier level. It's going to increase that antioxidant support throughout the body to boost your immune system up. It's going to have an anti-inflammatory response throughout the body as well. So it's all about weight management. It's all about boosting up your immune system. It's all about getting that body to function as a whole at its optimal level as far as your health potential is concerned.
Okay. Awesome. Well, we had a lot of great information. We did have one last, how long would you use this product?
3 months.
And then stop?
And the reason why, just like anything else, any clinical studies or anything, that's the minimum what they do. 90 days, 12 weeks, 3 months, that's what you want to do because that's where you see the best results. That would be a minimum, is what I would do.
And then do you need to keep taking it?
I would. You're getting your body to produce something that it needs. I would do.
The sound went down. We couldn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There
I
you go.
said I would continue taking it. Here's the thing. If I'm seeing benefit out of it, if I'm seeing changes and I feel better with it, why wouldn't I want to continue? Think of it this way. Let's say I have 20 pounds I want to lose. Okay? And I'm not feeling good. My energy's low. My joints are stiff. And, so I get started following a good food. And just take aside from what we're talking about here. Start an exercise program. I start eating well. All of a sudden, I start seeing changes. 90 days from now, I look at myself in the mirror and I say, wow, can't believe the transformation that took place. I no longer have that gut that I have. Joints feel amazing. My energy level's up. I feel years younger. I look darn good. I think I'll go back to the old way. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. Why would you do something like that? So to answer your question, if I'm seeing positive changes with this, I would continue on. Absolutely, I would. Why wouldn't I want to continue on?
Right. And that should be a question that people are asking when they are looking into doing the shots. Right?
Here's the thing. When you take the shots, okay, they tell you got to take it forever. Because what's happening? Your body's not going to produce this synthetic hormone. You want that synthetic hormone, you have to get it from an outside source.
Mhm.
Okay. So, why would you want to do that? I, I would always say try to do something a little bit more natural that's not going to have the harmful effects, side effects that come along with it. Anyway, I don't want to.
Well,
I,
thank you.
it's a shame. It's sometimes I get really fired up about this, and the only reason why is because medical doctors. I mean, the Hippocratic oath is, first thing is do no harm. Do no harm. That's the Hippocratic oath. And unfortunately, there's a lot of harm that's being done out there. So it's a scary thing. So I think a lot of times we have to take responsibility for our own health. Beautiful thing about our systems that we have here is like that booklet that you had mentioned. We got some recipes in there. We got a plan for you, food plan for you to follow. We now have Xander with our systems that is back again. Xander is a text message that will be sent to you telling you, it's time to take this product along with this food. And then you also have the support from your coach, as well as some of the groups that we have, the teams that we have. So really think there isn't anything like this out there on the market. You're not going to get the support from taking the shot. They're not going to teach you the correct way of eating and all this support that you're going to get here, I believe. And I truly believe because we're a wellness company, but we get the best results. Even with weight loss, we get the best results. I think that's why we have a 94% success rate because of all those things I just mentioned.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes, and we would love for anyone here to get started. Get back with your coach, whoever invited you. You can ask questions. We would love for you to partner with us. Grab an affiliate link because people are going to want this. They are going to want it. Your friends are going to want it. Your family's going to want it. You're going to want to help them. And I just have to say this. If we took as good of care as our bodies as we do our cars, and we can't afford our cars, we can't afford our gas, our oil changes, our gas, our, you get in an accident or you need, all the things. But we do it. We make it happen because we need that car. Your body is no different. It is breaking down that we can't even see. So, an investment in ourselves, the thing that we drive every single day, it's important. And we have the best solution, the best products, the best expertise. And we just appreciate your time, Dr. Steve. I think everybody is walking away with a really full heart and full mind and lots of hope and excitement. So, thank you.
For having me on. I'm so appreciative, so grateful for all of you. And, Steph, you have a heart of gold. I know you've helped many, many people. And, I see a few people on here that I know, and I'm grateful for all of you for allowing me to hop on here. And God bless all of you. Many blessings for you all for, great health, joy, love, and happiness. Once again, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you. Okay, everybody, I'm going to stop the recording.